I think I have found the best kept beauty secret when it comes to preventing hair loss. I was losing about 4 large clumps of hair per wash. There's all these things that I'm stopping, but what can I actually do to get back to a place of where my hair will grow? In the meantime, I was sweating, you know, there was obligations times, all of that, and then I'm backing into the fence. Yes, Hormone Health. They serve me rather than me being a slave to them. This is a record of how much I lost today. I am experiencing a very real slump. Today's an exciting day for me. I got a new thermometer for frying chicken because that is what I do. Thrilling. And in this t-shirt specifically, energy drink. I wish it was something stronger. So you are going to watch me make chicken and rice for the family because somebody has to. I also grate this tempura batter. Well, this is different. The thermometer actually hooks to the side of the pan, which is different. I'm just used to schlopping it in. So this bodes well. By the way, I'm making karages. That's Japanese fried chicken. Very important detail. Handy tip, I always lay cling film. I'm speaking to the camera. Take 2. Handy tip. I always lay cling film on the bench before I lay my rack on top because then it just makes cleaning up just that little bit sweeter. And by sweeter, I mean easier. Chicken is done, and the secret to a extra crispy chicken is to fry it twice. Time for a little crunch test. Like Mae West said,
when I'm good, I'm very good, but when I'm bad,
I'm better. That is some bad-ass chicken. This part is so satisfying. Would you look at that? No mess. Happy mum, happy life. If only my children would live by that motto. Now I know we need to get some more of these. Get caramel Oreos, pop them in the bag.
Can I cut them?
Yeah, of course you can. And we might leave a little bit for decoration, okay?
Okay.
And I think this is enough for the buttercream.
For the buttercream?
Okay.
Question, very hard. No.
You go get it. Go, go, go. Hello there, loyal audience viewers. Welcome back to my channel and to 2025.
No.
No?
Not subscribing.
Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. It's been a little bit like that lately. If we're going to go there, we're going to go there now. We're going to be raw, we're going to be real, we're going to be vulnerable because it has been a considerable start to...
You said, Mom.
We're not going anywhere. I guess my audience is going somewhere, hopefully on a journey far, far beyond the realms of this square that we're talking on. Anyway, welcome back everyone. I've missed you. We've been through a wild ride, and I'll get into that into a little bit, but right now we are beginning this vlog on my husband's birthday. Yes, he's a March baby. He's turning an iconic 35 years old. I know, in the prime of his life. I'm slightly older, which makes me a little bit of a, I'd like to call myself a MILF. My MILF. We are attempting to make a caramel cake. I will show a little bit of what it will look like. It's nothing fancy. We are having a very humble day, but we do need to get ready to go out later on. So that will hopefully give you something to look forward to in this vlog. There's lots to talk about. My little one is crushing caramel Oreo cookies because they are amazing, and caramel is my husband's favorite flavor. So we're attempting to make a little bit of a caramel milky cake situ. Whether that will be achieved today is another story. It'll be on the table, we'll eat it. Whether it'll be pretty is another story. Much like myself, by the way, I do excuse my appearance. It's giving non-influencer right now because I'm not an influencer. I'm a regular person vlogging about my life, and we're going to get into that. There's so much to unpack. A lot has happened, and I have a lot of thoughts, and I need to get them out into the universe, and unfortunately you are my universe that I am getting it out onto, so apologies in advance for what you are about to receive. Yes, darling.
All the clusters fallen out.
They've fallen out.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll deal with that. I'll get back to you in a moment. You can just enjoy the ambience of the cake until I catch up with you in my little get ready with me, because we will hopefully get ready for tonight when we go out to dinner, and I will get a chance to actually speak to you, my very lovely audience who I miss so dearly. Okay, I'm gonna go. All right. Just sharing a bit of random love for the new KitchenAid hand mixer, stand hand whisker in pistachio, which is the trend flavor color of forever, basically. The old one broke, so we had to get a new one. It's very cute, and I will be using this to make my caramel Oreo buttercream, which I am making up from scratch because I have not made a cake in quite a while. So please send your energy to the cake gods that I will execute my husband's birthday cake with some sort of sense of dignity. Team Pistachio. I think you can all sense that I'm in a weakened mental state, so please bear with me until we get into the nitty-gritty of this vlog. On camera because you're a boo-boo. Mummy's very strict about the privacy. Anyway, I've donned an apron because we were getting a bit messy. Sweet condensed milk and butter has been emulsified. We have got some Aldi imitation caramel chocolate melted to add, and some crushed caramel Oreo biscuits, and that will form our buttercream and will form this cake. So hopefully the flavor profile will give caramel. Plus we have caramel essence as well. I'm out of my zone, I'm out of my element, but we're trying to get back because we're going crazy and we need to do something. And I'm surrounded by a billion humans that I've created in this world, which is beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. I really do apologize for the beginning of this vlog. It's very not on brand. It's giving chaotic, which is my usual state. So thank you for staying with us this far, because if you have, gee, you are a real human and I appreciate you. You are here for the realness, not the fakeness.
Hi. Hi.
Exhibit A. And add a bit of salt to our chocolate. So you get your hand, grab a little bit of salt, and then you pinch it into here, okay? Wow. I think we're gonna need a bit more. All in. It's a birthday, we can indulge. Excess is the name of the game. Yeah, a bit more, let's go.
some on this side and this side.
Okay.
Oh, what that's a fire. That's the bus. That's the ghost under you.
Wow.
That's the ghost.
Is there anything under my chair?
No, there's nothing.
Okay, makeup. Makeup. We have not played with makeup for a good, I'd say, the first quarter of the year, and we have not played with this vlogging camera either. I am a little out of practice, so bear with and forgive. As you can see from the title of this video, we have a lot to unpack here. This is a bit like the chicken and the egg. I was just recollecting what came first. Was it losing my hair or losing my mind? And I think it actually all began with losing my hair. So to jump straight in, and you may look at my hair now and think, girl, are you just drawing us in using a catchy headline to get us to watch your video? No, unfortunately, I am not, because yes, I have lost a significant amount of hair. Why it looks so good at the moment, I will explain, because this has been happening for about 3 months now. The road to recovery has been happening for the last 3 weeks. So this is why I can actually face the camera with some form of confidence in not only being able to talk about my journey about losing my mind and my hair, but also being able to give advice and feedback on that, because I've had time to step away from it, well, as much time as a mother of 4 has at their disposal, and actually analyze what's been going on with me and why I'm feeling like this. So for those of you who are new here and are just tuning in, you may not know I've had my 4th child and am currently going through the postpartum recovery process, which has been a lot this time round and actually very different. One of the most significant hits to my recovery was not just my hair, but my mental health. I'd consider myself quite stable mentally, but I have been derailed from this experience. I think because as I was going through my recovery, there were some major people in my life, within my family, also going through their own self-discovery journey, and we kind of butted heads in that journey, and either party was very unhelpful at being supportive, let's put it that way. So I was feeling quite alone and quite isolated. My hair loss began in January, where I just noticed a bit more hair fall than normal, and also when I was showering. But I was on holidays, of course, I wasn't paying too much attention that yes, there was quite a lot of hair falling down the drain, but I didn't really take that too seriously because holidays, I've had a baby, I expected a bit of hair loss. When I got home, however, and I was analysing my hair fall against a regular drain, I was noticing, because I pulled it out every single time I showered because it was getting quite significant, that I was losing about 4 large clumps of hair per wash. And just when you think that you are turning a corner in your hair loss journey, yes, I've got the entire family here with me to wash my hair, and even my toddler commented that, wow mum, that's a lot of hair. This is a record of how much I lost today. I am experiencing a very real slump, and I'm struggling to find a way out of it. Like, I'm trying, which is the main thing, I guess, but might need some more help. This cycle continued for at least 3 months, until maybe 2 months in, I started to actually take some action and do something about it, because I think if I had not taken these steps, I would not be able to face the camera today with some head of hair on my head. Sounds dramatic, but I will insert a picture here if I've still kept it, of the amount of hair I was losing. Plus, on top of showering, I'd lose daily from just brushing my hair, and even simply just using a hair mask or a hair oil in my head was causing even more significant hair loss. So I got some blood work done. I avoid the medicos at all costs, not only because now they are quite expensive to see a doctor, but also I feel sometimes GPs, honestly, they're just, I'm not sure guys, but some GPs have it. Some GPs, I swear, they just go to Google and just look up your symptoms and maybe give you some kind of answer. So before I got some blood work done, I obviously turned to Dr. Google. I did find a lot of information about myself and what I was going through, and also that I'm not alone. I found out that estrogen is the major hormone responsible for hair loss post-pregnancy. And whilst you are in the state of being pregnant, your estrogen levels are quite high, which I felt very heavily. I actually had the most hair growth and hair volume I've ever had, and hair length since my 20s. That's how high in estrogen I was, and you could probably tell with how manic and crazy I was behaving. I was really engaging in my feminine side. And then 3 to 4 months after, which is where I was sitting at, so following the trend, that's when your hormone levels start to take a significant dump. They basically go from up here to way down there, and that is what causes the shedding and hair fall. Now, a typical person loses, say, maybe 100 hairs of hair 100 hairs a day. Those who are experiencing postpartum hair loss can lose 4 times that, so about 400 hairs a day, and that is exactly where I was at. So you also may be aware I stick to a very strict hair care routine. I've always been quite careful with my hair and maintaining it. I oil my hair twice a week. I pop it in a little bonnet to soak in overnight. I use hair oils, hair masks, scalp stimulators. I take the best care of my scalp as possible. And so far my routine has served me well until now. So as I was doing my research, I found out that oiling your hair, because I noticed that now when I oiled my hair, I would lose double the amount of hair by the morning. And I was wondering why that was, because this hair oil, the Miele Rosemary Mint Scalp Hair Oil, which I would still recommend if you have balanced hormones and a balanced normal scalp, because it was working for me. But I found out that if you are suffering from shedding or hair loss, what the oil actually does is loosen the hair follicle and dilate it, which then leads to more significant hair loss, because it's actually softening the scalp, and therefore the root of the hair is more liable to dislodge, because the hair loss that I'm experiencing is not from the mid-length, it's from the actual root of the hair. So I've stopped using my hair oil temporarily, that is out of the picture. But then I thought, okay, there's all these things that I'm stopping, but what can I actually do to get back to a place of where my hair will grow? So I did 2 things. I looked at topical and I looked at internal. By internal, it means I went and got the blood work done, which was an interesting finding for me. I found out that I had lupus markers, which is actually quite common for the majority of the population to have some lupus markers in their blood work, but I've never had any indicator of that before. One of the symptoms of lupus is actually hair loss, because it's an autoimmune disease that affects the connective tissues. However, I was not experiencing any other symptoms related to lupus. Another thing she found, low iron. Apparently iron is essential for hair growth and nail health, and my iron took a significant hit during pregnancy, to the point where I was taking quadruple the amount of iron than I would usually during pregnancy, because my levels just would not come up. The baby was just eating away at my stores. The doctor explained it quite well, actually, because I was worried about the baby not having enough iron. She goes, no. She goes, the baby has enough iron. For example, you have enough daily iron to function and foster a baby's growth. She described it as having enough food on the table to eat now, but not enough in the pantry. And that's what I was experiencing. There was just no backup. I had no storage, and that's what I needed to work on. And clearly still that is something my body needs. So I've started iron supplements. Then there was hair vitamins. Most of them are not pregnancy or breastfeeding appropriate. I went down a little bit of a wild goose chase trying to find something that would help me in my current stage of life, breastfeeding mother to a 5-month-old, and I actually found a solution that has worked for me. However, whilst I noticed hair growth, and again I will show you the products in the next segments of the video, it wasn't stopping the hair from shedding. The shedding was still quite dramatic, and that needed to stop ASAP before I basically just lost all my hair, because that is the trajectory that I was on. It just wouldn't stop. And I've just realized that I've been chatting away and I desperately need to get ready for dinner. Also sharing a bit of love for these very inexpensive earrings I found from Cotton On. I'm very much into the vintage love heart trend that's happening lately. I'll also pull out my matching love heart necklace. Lovely. I also need to go pick an outfit, so we'll walk and talk. So the birthday boy has just told me that he's going casual. I was planning for a cute little dress and some heels, but the key to elegance is reading the room and also dressing to complement your partner. So casual is, casual does, which seems to be the only dress code I'm adhering to these days. But don't worry, we'll create ourselves an event and we will one day be the glamorous woman we deserve to be. And I'm aware that I've completely strayed off topic here, which I tend to do. I start vlogs with really good intentions to be clear and concise, and then we just wander slightly off track. Anyway, on the topic of where I had to turn next, which was topical, I knew that I couldn't go down the road of hair oils anymore, and I was just wondering, what can I put on my hair that was not an oil so it would not compromise my hair follicle? And that is when I went down the path of hair serums. I think I have found the best kept beauty secret when it comes to preventing hair loss, and that is serums, because within 1 day of using it, and you must use it daily, my hair just stopped falling out. Now, don't get me wrong, my hair still falls out, but it wasn't falling out in the dramatic quantities that I had been experiencing for the last 3 months. We've really committed to the asymmetrical theme here tonight. Casual with a twist. This is a very dated but well-loved repeated outfit from Cotton On. Cheap as chips, folks. These asymmetrical buttonfly jeans with a top that goes in the other direction, I think creates just a bit of visual interest, so otherwise, let's face it, quite a boring outfit. And also loving the fact that I can enjoy the flats of the season, which are these rattan woven flats, and just going to let my day-old washed hair just hang where it lies. I'm going to take you along for date night because we love to share a moment together with you all. And when I return, we will get into some products. So if any one of you out there are experiencing the same significant postpartum hair loss that I am, this will hopefully genuinely help you, because I am not a sponsored person on the internet. I am not even a well-loved or seen person on the internet. I'm an average person that just happened to stumble across a formula that happened to work for me, and therefore it may or may not work for you. It's worked for me, doesn't mean it will work for all, but I can genuinely, wholeheartedly recommend taking away the bits that may suit your lifestyle. On top of the products, we will also get into the nitty-gritty of lifestyle, because that is also a major factor, which I also did a complete switch up with. And then we'll also delve into losing my mind. Because I actually did. I felt like I lost myself and lost my mind, and only now am I getting back to a place where I think I'm finding myself again. I think this is all very normal, becoming a mother again for the 4th time, which I didn't expect to go through that. So that wasn't anticipated in my life journey, and I actually love that. I love not knowing what's around the corner. I don't like to live by a schedule. It's also things that helped me come out the other side of that as well. Wow, a lot of drama to begin this vlog. Thanks for sticking it out, and I'm sorry if this conversation is super boring. So knowing that might be the case for some of you, please don't click off. Let's go out to dinner, regroup, recoup, and get into some fun products, some fun tips, and enjoy wherever the vlog takes us together. The cake was scrumptious, by the way. Mama's still got it. And what is this? I really needed that green juice. Detox the liver, you know. Just a quick little fit check. Why have I not worn more of these trousers? I bought these years ago. Do you think I've worn them? Super comfortable, made from Cupro. That I do remember. I have a weird memory for things that do not matter. Anyway, can recommend the Cupro as far as fabric goes. However, oh, let me just go down with my camera. It's decided that the weight that it's bearing could not be bore. I'm sidetracking. I'm avoiding talking about losing my mind. However, isn't this just the perfect prelude and insight into perhaps how my mind has been lost? And I guess I'm still clawing my way back to finding it. So let's have a quick chat and we'll get into some products because I promised that much. So time to get candid, time to get a bit vulnerable. This is a two-way working relationship we have here. There are some of my followers who have enlightened me to some things they are going through, and I really appreciate that vulnerability. I can't speak. Vulnerability, especially in such a public space. So I'm just going to be as open as I can be on the internet. Things have not been great lately, but I'm speaking to you sitting here on the other side of it, so that is a positive. So let's just focus on that part, that things don't stay stagnant and that way forever if you're committed to doing something about it. And as you know, I'm very stubborn, so I will always do everything about everything, and I think that's part of the problem. I was kind of pushed into, this responsibility is on me permanently. I'm involved in every facet of my family's life and the running of this family. So when something happens with the cogs in the wheel, that pressure then triples, quadruples, etc. onto me. And whilst I was able to manage the situation because I have very broad shoulders and can take on quite heavy loads as a person without crumbling, which I didn't, it did affect me, and I think it affected me physically as well as mentally. Not to mention, whilst carrying this load, I was experiencing severe sleep deprivation and what I found out through research, severe estrogen drop. And what was interesting, that through my research I found out that estrogen plays a major role into how the brain processes, and that was I guess the highlight of that hormonal haze was when I ended up on a morning where I took my son to his first swim lesson, which went horribly actually, because there was a very insensitive teacher who was not responding to all the information I gave her about him having no water experience and making him do things that he shouldn't have, and he couldn't breathe, and she insisted that he continue. It was really hard to watch. So I rushed out, got him a toy because I felt so bad, and something to eat. In the meantime, I was sweating, you know, there was obligations times, all of that, and then I'm backing into the fence. Yes, that's how my mind's not thinking. I got to the punchline before I gave you any context. So I was coming home from doing all that after this really strange morning. Also, the shop girl at the toy shop was quite rude to me because I had no money in my account and I had to transfer, and she was impatient waiting for me, even though what's the big deal. Backing into the fence, thinking about all these people I had encountered this morning that were insisting just on being a bit rude and self-righteous, and I'm always very accommodating and gentle and kind in my approach, even when people confront me with this. Anyway, I was considering all of this whilst trying to back the car into the driveway, and I backed the car into the fence. Let me interject. I would like to think of it as the fence hit me. Some of the car came off. It's okay, my husband stuck it back on. But circling back here, circling back to the estrogen, apparently low levels of estrogen also can manifest with something called brain fog. So not only am I in this sleep-deprived brain fog, but then a depletion of estrogen-fueled mind fog, which is why I was feeling so scatty. I actually got to the point where I couldn't put a sentence together. I was speaking to people on the phone. I have a lot of people I need to, you know, coordinate in this family and beyond, and I was just not myself. I couldn't put my words together. I couldn't string thoughts together. I started circling back to really negative thoughts, especially the thought that I wasn't being progressive. As you know, I've committed to this channel and I haven't been able to commit to it lately because I've had so many obligations put on me on top of the obligations I've already had, and my emotional and mental load was just spilling out of me. And yeah, it was a lot, with the finale me hitting the fence. That is my mental breakdown over. What I love about us collectively as a female community, which I think the majority of us are in this channel, is our ability to reinvent ourselves. I don't know if men do this, but I feel like, you know, we wash our hair, all of a sudden we're a new person. Like today I've washed my hair and I feel like I am born again. Whereas I feel if a man were to wash his hair, he may just feel the same as he did 5 minutes ago. I've popped on some pants and some acceptable clothing, as I've basically been living in cooking and cleaning clothes, basically clothes that I've had for maybe, I will not kid you, 10, 15 plus years. They've thinned out, but I wear them when I do all the housework because they're going to get dirty, and hence I'm in them all the time because that is literally what I am doing all the time, plus breastfeeding. These are all little things that I would suggest in helping you get out of a bit of a rut if you're in one at the moment, if anyone else is experiencing the same kind of thing. But I do suggest, if you're going to choose a path to go down, I think choose the path of resilience, because going down the path of I want to stay in bed all day, I want to avoid my problems, I want to escape, is not really doing yourself any favors. So I chose the path of resilience and carrying on as always, and it has actually worked out for me. Let's just say that the scales are more in balance now. I feel like my lifestyle changes and what I've been doing actually physically has helped me mentally. I've actually never felt the impact of changing my lifestyle affect my mental health so significantly as it did in this moment. And it was all triggered by, ironically, me losing my hair and going down the rabbit hole of a hormone health-led lifestyle. Turns out I have been neglecting my hormones since the day dot. It's an annoying part of my life. Hormones are annoying, let's face it. They affect every facet of how we behave, look, feel. They are all consuming, and yet it is one thing I think I really have not paid any attention to. Even when I have severe cramps, I'll continue to exercise, or I'm just not feeling up to it that day, I'll still carry on. I keep pushing through. I'll have a few drinks that day when really I should just be sipping chamomile tea and sitting with a water bottle. I really have not been playing to my hormones so they serve me rather than me being a slave to them, if that makes any sense. Okay, that portion of the losing my mind is done. Sorry if that took a little while. Hormone health. GP was not helpful, did not test my hormone levels, so I took it upon myself to do a bit of research into how to boost my estrogen naturally. So I have been going to town on the sweet potatoes and chickpeas. I know it's a myth, but I swear this has helped not only my hair growth, but my brain fog to dissipate. Upping my protein. Not only is protein essential part of the diet for hair growth, which I was not aware, it also is important for balancing your hormones. So making sure that I'm getting enough protein per meal.
Action.
Action?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you got to keep your head up there. We can't see your head. My cameraman is assisting me for this portion of the video. Maca powder for women specifically. This is a combination of 3 different types of maca. It is a root vegetable, I believe, from Peru, which apparently does improve women's health in general. Also not proven, contains phenotypes which help naturally boost estrogen levels, also present in sweet potato and chickpeas. And collagen powder, not only important for skin health, but collagen is also very essential for hair health. And I was taking a single serve a day. Turns out that it is recommended you take a double serve a day, especially as we age, our collagen demands increase with that time frame. And let me get my lighting back because I realized I am invisible. Here we are. Actually, should I give myself a golden glow? There we go.
Wow, how do you do that?
How do I do that? Anyway, this is French marine collagen. It is a flavorless gelatin powder is how I could describe it. This stuff has actually been scientifically proven, which is super important when choosing a collagen because you want one that is backed by research, not just kind of thrown onto a pharmaceutical shelf. This you can order online. It is by a brand called The Beauty Shake. I will leave the link down below. And let's get into my conclusions from trying these products for at least a month now. Finally found some hair growth gummies for new mamas. So perfectly safe while pregnant and breastfeeding. They've got biotin, zinc, folic acid, and vitamins B6, B12. Now, from my blood results, I know that my B6, B12 are on point. Folic acid is fine. Zinc, I'm not sure if they test that, but these are in these capsules. And biotin being an essential key ingredient to sustaining good hair strength and density. These have been working, guys, for my hair regrowth. I recently went to the hairdressers, which boosted my confidence massively. I'm so happy with the color. I haven't had such color in a year and I'm so grateful. You know when going to the hairdresser is not just a chore, it's more like going to a therapy session where you come out just feeling better than when you went in. That is how it is when I go to the hairdresser. It's not just hair, it's a holistic experience. I swear, if those hairdressers were ever questioned, they would be able to dish some dirt on a lot of people. I tell you that. What we tell our hairdressers, honestly, they know too many intimate details. Anyway, let me just get you in here. We're nice and cozy. Can you see this, guys? So I was bald there. I had lost all my hair. My hair loss has mainly been from the front of my head. My hairdresser also noticed a few patches at the back of my head. Luckily, my hair loss wasn't from the root here. It's like underneath these layers, which is why you might think, Opal, your hair looks quite dense and fine. It looks like you haven't lost anything. Untrue. And if you want me to prove it, I'll even show you what is sitting in the shower right now. This is what left my scalp not long ago, so the hair loss is still happening. But most importantly, the regrowth is happening. My hairdresser told me not to be concerned because he can already see regrowth in the patches that he's seen. He says it's hormones and also the seasons have changed to autumn. Now we're heading autumn, winter, and this is when humans naturally molt. We actually keep our hair more in summer to protect our scalp, so we're more dense in summer and we shed during the cooler months. So he basically deducted that I was experiencing a double up of shedding. So I've just been caught out at the wrong time basically, but not to worry. He goes, as long as your hair is regrowing, no need to fear about conditions like alopecia or female pattern baldness at this stage. But yes, I can't believe, look at that. Look at that regrowth. Look at those baby hairs. They're all coming back. I think you can see the thinning that's happened. So clearly my shedding has not completely stopped, but I tell you what, it has decreased so much. So that patch of hair that you saw right there, I was losing 4 of those a shower. So quite dramatic. What stopped the shedding from going from 4 clumps down to 1 clump was this hair serum. This is a stem cell scalp serum by a brand called Act and Acre. You use it every day. They say to massage it into the hair. I just literally put a few pipettes down each section of the hair and just kind of press it in so I don't disturb the hair at the root. So obviously they're still quite sensitive at the moment. And as you can see, I have actually nearly finished this serum. As of the first night that I used it, my hair shedding just wasn't happening at the degree that it was before. So if anyone wants to give this a try, I can vouch for its effectiveness. And what's great about the serum is that it's not an oil. So I used to put the miele rosemary oil in my hair, and that obviously used to leave my hair oily, so I'd only do it before I washed my hair and leave it in overnight, which apparently is a huge mistake. Leaving the oil in the scalp too long softens follicle even more, and that's why I was experiencing such severe loss as well. That is a mistake for anyone who is currently experiencing hair loss. If you are going to use a hair oil, don't leave it in for more than say an hour or 2. I was leaving mine overnight, which was overkill, as it will just soften your scalp to the point where it's so squishy that the hair just feels free to fall off. This serum doesn't leave any oily residue, so you can use it daily and then go about your day and your hair still looks rather clean. I will show you later on how I use this. I also couple this with a Derma-roller, which is a micro needling roller for the scalp. It's also from HairBurst, which is the same company that do the vitamins. They are a UK brand, but I believe they do ship internationally, so just check in your zone whether they ship. So it looks like this. I just spray some methylated spirits to sanitize it between uses. It's got fine little micro needles on there, and it is not painful at all. It will leave your scalp just a little bit red. And I just roll that on the patches that are obviously more exposed, and then I will pop in the hair serum. And let me tell you, I feel that soaking in. As much as it's slightly uncomfortable, my goodness, is it so satisfying to feel something actually working. And clearly it has, because I have dropped my rate of shedding and at the same time have been able to allow new growth to come through and for it to actually stay on my head. So like I said, I feel like I'm winning at the moment, which is a great feeling to know that when you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. Also, invest in a nice little hairbrush. This is a tangle teaser for thin hair, so it's a bit more gentle. Yes, it does collect a lot of hair on this. You will brush your hair and go, ooh, it's pulling my hair out. Actually, what it's doing is just, your hair has already fallen out, and what it's doing is just kind of getting rid of it through the lengths, especially if you have long hair. So it might be a bit shocking when you use this, but it does detangle in a really gentle way. And last essential product find is this HairBurst hair mask. So same company as the vitamins and the Derma-roller. This is the Long and Healthy hair mask. This has really made a difference to how my hair feels. So the condition of my hair is literally stronger, more nourished, more hydrated. And what shocked me is there's only 6 ingredients in this: avocado oil, argan oil, coconut fruit extract, sunflower seed extract, and black oat extract. It smells like something that would have come out of my kitchen. It smells like coconut body butter, and the texture of it is literally like putting a luscious, fatty, coconutty cream through your hair. Only needs to stay on for 10 minutes, so super time effective for the moisture delivered to your hair. My other masks I might leave on for that amount of time, but I felt like they weren't sinking in as well. This is as natural as it gets, folks, and I'm so shocked that the ingredients list were all things that I could pronounce. So if you're looking for something that's natural, that actually does work if you have long hair, I would seriously go for this mask, because you can visibly see that my hair doesn't have the split ends like it used to. My hair might be falling off from the root, but it is not breaking off at the ends. Those are the very simple secrets revealed. We have hair vitamins, hair mask, hair serum, Derma-roller, get a nice hairbrush, silk pillowcase, it's a given, and reduce heat to your hair. But now I think we should go down and have a healthy hair lunch. I have been eating this almost daily, and I think this has also made a difference, not only to my hormones, but to my hair. Eggs. Ooh. Eggs apparently are full of biotin, which is the key ingredient in most hair vitamins, and they deliver the powerful combo of protein plus biotin, which is not only estrogen boosting, but hair growth boosting as well. So we'll go down, I'll show you what I've been eating for lunch, and then we will finish off with me making my estrogen boosting chocolate mousse. This is not to be missed, guys, and it involves my new favorite vegetable ever, which I never considered before. It is the Japanese sweet potato. So I thought I'd show you a fine example, although I'm not sure if this looks so fine. An example of a healthy hair lunch. Protein via the eggs. Apparently eggs are high in biotin. Spinach, high in vitamins C and A when cooked, and this is the real spinach, not the baby one. We do have some seeds and nuts in the bread, so all contributing to omega-3 fatty acids, also essential to hair health. The eggs look quite strange because I broiled them in the water left over from the spinach, and it actually absorbed all of the excess greenery, which I believe is high in nutrients, because they suggest using the water from washing your spinach on your plants, because it is quite green and potent. Fun little facts. That's enough. I will gobble this up now. Right, you're currently in my fridge here. We're finding our sweet potato. So here is our Japanese sweet potato. They are purple on the outside, but white on the inside, and their flesh smells like miso. So if you like that umami savory undertone to, say, like a miso soup or soy sauce, this will be your new favorite friend in the kitchen. Not only does it taste amazing when you roast it, so you roast them dry, only use the flesh from the inside, but they're also super high in vitamins A and C, which are estrogen and collagen boosting. And I have been making a chocolate breakfast mousse that I just cannot stop thinking about. I think about it from the day that I prep them to the moment that I eat them the next morning. It's like agony. So I will quickly take you through what I did. We'll go back in time. I'll show you the process, and then we will meet back in the bathroom, and I'll take you through my nightly hair routine for hair growth and repair. Hello everyone, welcome to the bathroom. While I have it for a few minutes, I hope you enjoyed the look and virtual feel of that tofu coupled with the sweet potato mousse. If you're anyone looking for a bit of an estrogen hype without just chewing on a sweet potato and just popping chickpeas all day, I suggest you try that recipe. It is well worth the effort. I will also post a reel or an Instagram with the recipe individually, because I did film that separately whilst I was doing all of that. Anyway, we are nearing the evening, and I thought I would begin my hair care routine whilst I still have some smidgen of makeup left on. Just brushing through my hair first to get rid of any tangles. I brush my hair before I go to bed just so it reduces my chance of mattifying and knotting. And then what I do after that is I take my pre-sanitized roller. It's only 0.25 mil, so it's not going to go too deep. And then what I do is I find the spots that have been affected. I'll actually start with this side because there's a bit more hair loss here, and I just roll over the area, say about 4 times, 5 times in a few directions, and I kind of wait for it to go a little bit pink. As you can see, it's gone a bit pink there, and I just continue to do that in the spots where I have been experiencing more hair loss. As you can see in this part of the hairline, I've got more of a gap, so anywhere where there are gaps is where I apply the roller and just wait for it to go a bit pink, which means I know that it's kind of penetrated my scalp properly. And after I've done that, what I will then go on to do is I get my Scalp Serum. I actually love this bottle. I mean, oh, the sound. I'd love if this came refillable as well. That would also be great. And I get a full pipette, so I just use the little, well, pipette. I was going to call it a suction squidgy, but the proper name is a pipette. And I will just disperse that into basically the majority of my head, including the back, but I will focus on these front bits of hair and just massage it through very gently and just make sure that it reaches most points, which it does. It actually thins out quite a bit, and as you can see, there's really no oily residue. Like, it disappears within a few minutes, the feeling of something being on your hair. And that is, folks, my nightly hair care routine that's been working for me. This Derma-roller I will only use 3 nights a week, and once I have finished with it, I spray it with some alcohol just a few times, just to disinfect it, to make sure that obviously I'm not introducing any germs into my scalp. And this is all for this review, hair care tip, vlog situation that I've delivered to you today. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'm sorry if it was a bit long-winded, but we did have a lot to unpack, as I said. So thank you for sticking it out this far. If you have, I really appreciate a thumbs up on this video. Even share this video if you know a friend or a family member who's experiencing hair loss and some of these products or tips might help them, or even to new mums that are just going through it like I'm going through it right now. Obviously, this is not a profitable space. We're not making profit from these videos, but we're just building a community, which has been really supportive and lovely thus far. So I really don't want to give up this space, because what I've been experiencing lately, I almost felt like it's impossible for me to be everything to everyone, including my YouTube family. So any bit of encouragement is welcome. Thank you, I appreciate you. And hopefully this was informative and helpful to you all. And thanks for listening. As always, I appreciate you guys just listening. It's great to have other people to reach out to that are beyond the confines of your world and gain some perspective. It's important. So hopefully I'll have a recipe link for you soon for the mousse. I will hold myself to that because I've mentioned it. It'll be getting loaded at some point when I have time. And any products that I've mentioned, I'll just link them down below if you want to go shop them or try them out for yourself. They'll be down there. Commission free, folks. All right. Thank you, my lovelies. I will catch you soon. We hope. If I am a bit delayed, I apologize. We have 4 children, a newborn and a husband who's another 5th child. You know, we have a lot going on. That's enough for me. You have to know when to stop. Right, bull. Good night, everyone. Take care of your hair, take care of yourselves, and I will see you shortly.